live right now by myself. Well, and nature, and a couple of dogs over here chewing on sticks. Is what it is. Been a while since I made a video. I've been busy, holiday, spending time with family, just a lot going on. And yeah, how hard is it to turn on a freaking camera, right, Westwood? Well, it's not that hard, but it's been raining a lot too. 2 weeks ago, it was dry here. Now you see all the grass, it's growing, it's green. It was browned out a couple of weeks ago, but we've got a lot of rain. And right now the dirt, which used to be cracked, I'm looking at it, had cracks in it. It was very hard, dry. Now I look at it and it's still moist and dark. I got that blackish color now. And yeah, we've had a lot of rain, so we're definitely doing some catch up. The fields are green as can be, and definitely was needed here. So we got the rain, a little more rain today. There might be another storm coming here in a few hours, rolling in because of the heat and humidity. And I'll be thankful that after today, we're going to kind of cleanse out the atmosphere, sweep that humidity out, because I am not a fan of humidity. Do not like it. I've worked for a company for a long time based out of Florida, and of course I'm in Illinois. They wanted me to move to Florida for a long time, but finally they just gave up. And you might ask, well, why don't you want to live in Florida? They kind of uphold all the principles that you like, right? No state income tax, and right to carry, all that stuff, right to defend yourself. I just don't like it. I just don't like the atmosphere. Not knocking Florida, it's just that I feel like I'm kind of trapped there. There's a couple of roads going up and down both sides, and it's a little congested. It's either a swamp or it's urbanized, and I'm not for that. A lot of it is I speak English and a little German, and that doesn't get you by in South Florida. So yeah, South Florida was definitely not for me. When I was looking at it, we looked at kind of the central part of the state, and up in the panhandle in that area. I mean, I don't mind that so much. That's more like the deep south, and I'm okay with that. You're kind of connected to the mainland, and you're not surrounded by water, and I don't like to be surrounded by water, especially when you've got hurricanes coming all the time. Hard to get out, hard to move. And plus, look at the insurance rates now because of the hurricanes. So it's, everything's got its drawback. But the thing with me, the biggest thing is I do not like the heat and humidity. It's just too much. It's oppressive, it's horrible, and I'll just be sweating and dripping all the time. Hey, what's the matter? This dog doesn't like it either. She's part husky, so she gets a little hot. But they have cold water, so they're good, and they have a little wading pool. So no problems there. But yeah, not for me. Illinois has the worst of all worlds, though. You've got a, yo, from Boston, JB Rants. Thanks for hopping in, man. Thanks for commenting. Hit that thumbs up. Well, we're talking about different locations where to live. Illinois, like I said, has the worst of all weather. You've got in the summertime, you've got some severe heat and humidity pushing up from the Gulf. And G Chen, hey, what's up, man? Pushing up from the Gulf, and then in the wintertime, you've got these Arctic blasts, the polar vortices, coming down. So it gets really cold. I think before Christmas last year, we were negative, I don't know what it was. The wind chill was like negative 20, maybe 30 below for like 3 days. Snow, I mean, it's just brutal. It's just really brutal, but it's short-lived. I kind of like the extremes just because you're prepared for everything, whereas you see it, it snows in some of the southern states and you got to shut everything down because they just don't have the equipment to deal with it. So you got an inch of snow on the road and everybody, freezes up and panics and can't, there's nothing that can happen. Up here, you get multiple inches of snow and you're still going to school. In the winter time, and then in the summertime you've got the extreme heat. But when you get sick of one season, a new season begins, and I think that's kind of important in life. Seasons are good because there's a season for everything. When you're younger, I'm just glad that I think about my younger days, and then this is like a song. I think about my younger days, like a Bryan Adams song. I remember when the dogs are barking in the background. But, I think about some of the things that it's good that your body gets older and ages, I think, because then you can't participate in some of the things that you think you might want to. Your body says no. So I don't know. There's a season for everything. And, accepting that, I think, is an important thing. Accepting that, there's a time for everything. You can't be forever young. Even though you want to be, you can be forever young in different ways, but maybe not physically. It reminds me of Sylvester Stallone. So I'm just kind of on a tangential, circular rant today. Not really a rant. I have points. But my wife talked to me about, I guess, Sylvester Stallone, because it was a Rocky marathon yesterday. I was watching a little bit of it. And anyway, she's talking about Stallone and how he's got a social media. I don't know if it's on Instagram or, whatever it's on. He does videos with his daughter. And she says, man, he looks bad. I mean, he just looks terrible. I said, yeah, he's like a plastic man. He's like roids and Botox. I mean, it's just like, wow. At some point, I get trying to look young and trying to stay healthy, but at some point, when does it become kind of unnatural? Look at somebody like Madonna. I mean, who was a nice looking gal? I mean, and then she goes and destroys herself through, I don't know what it is, whatever it is, and let's generalize here. I'm not pointing out individual people. Those are just kind of examples, but, when is enough enough? When do you accept that, okay, now I have more wisdom as I'm older. However, I don't have the physical looks and the physical ability. However, I can channel my energy into a different path. And I think a lot of people, it's like that person in high school that you meet, and I'm 30 plus years out of high school now, but you meet them, it's like, oh, dude, you remember when we did this and we did that? And I mean, oh, that was great, football this, oh, we beat this team, and, whatever sport, whatever history that you might have had back then, that's all they've got. I mean, and they're constantly looking backward that is, oh, that was the day, oh, man, if we could just go back to that. And that's Great Gatsby-ish right there. That's Gatsby going back to the light at the end of Daisy's dock, the green light, and looking at the past and saying that you can relive it and you can make it the way it was. And it's like, no, you can't. It's gone. And you have to appreciate those moments and learn from those mistakes and grow and become a better person. I mean, but all of those things, those fond memories, and bad memories that you had in the past have led you to who you are today. And so it's important to embrace those things and learn from those things, savor them, if they're savorable moments, but to go back and do it again, I don't know. I just, to me, it's not worth it. It's important to look at where you're at now and what can you do better today and what can you do better tomorrow? How can you leave things better than you found them? And embrace who you were, as flawed as, some of the decisions were that we made, but learn from those so that you just don't make them again. And the ideal thing is to pass that knowledge on to your children, and hopefully they learn vicariously through your mistakes, and you can impart that to them. Impart a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of wisdom, I guess. There's a time for everything. Right now it's a time for a cigar. Yesterday was a big time to party for a lot of people, celebrating the insurrection day, some people call it, because it was an insurrection. I mean, it really was. The people who signed that document, which wasn't signed till later, but created that document, that was an act of just, treason, really, at the time. And then we look back and those people, we see them as heroic and forming a new nation. But at the time, it was under British control, and it was a rebellion. It was an insurrection. It was treason. And they could have lost their lives and everything they had. And so, yeah, a lot of people, now it's party time, the 4th of July, baby, party time. Especially if you're in the White House. It's a snowman party. There's the white stuff was found in the White House, and truly the White House, huh? Over the past few days, and the Secret Service is investigating, well, how did the cocaine get in the White House? I mean, Occam's razor, what's the most obvious answer? Good luck hunting that down, I guess. You have to be a hunter to understand, how it got in there. I don't know. It's a lot of reports coming out that the whole thing's out of control. There's really nobody steering the ship. You look at the guy that's in charge. And yesterday, for his Independence Day speech, stumbling around on the stage, talking to a band that wasn't there, and, just that blank look. We've seen that blank look if we've had elderly people that we've been around where they're just mouth kind of open and just that blank stare. I mean, this is the guy in charge. Kind of crazy. A lot of news right now. I don't want to be a fear monger, and I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of all the conspiracy theories. Yeah, I know. When I first saw it, I thought that's fake news. I mean, but the more I research it, the more I look into it, it actually happened, even though see, that's a good point, JB. The mainstream media is not reporting this. I mean, you got cocaine all over the White House. I don't know how much there was, but and nobody reports it. I mean, this is scandalous activity, and you would think that the media would want to jump on board with this, but the media is controlled, and they've got an agenda, and they don't want to report on it. So you see it in the alternative news, actually the real news, reporting on it. But yeah, your first thought is, oh, come on, that's not true. It's fake news. Well, looks like it's the real deal. You've got an investigation going on. Yeah, I can imagine, what is somebody, I don't even know, has somebody even asked Biden about this in a press conference? Like, hey, what's with the cocaine in the White House, bro? You partying it up or what? I mean, is anybody even asking that question? I mean, that's a legitimate question. I mean, who's doing it? I mean, you're making national policy decisions. Who's the one snorting it? Who's, and what's their mindset? What are they involved in? What decisions are they making? And I mean, these are important questions, but nobody asks them. It's just kind of like Bizarro World, watching a sick narco movie here. Because he kind of is a narco boss in a lot of ways. A lot of the presidents have been, though. Follow the money. But I don't want to be a fear monger, like I said, and put all this FUD out there. But there's a lot of talk, even Zelensky himself in Ukraine, talking about this power plant, this nuclear power plant over there, claims that Russia's going to strike it, and we're going to have this, radiation leak and all this, and blame it on Russia, even though the Russians, I think, are in control of it. It's kind of like the Nord Stream pipeline. They blame it on Russia for self-sabotaging, and then it comes out later that, well, it might have been a hit ordered by the White House. Same kind of thing here. It's good to be prepared. Look into this if you haven't heard about it, because the mainstream media is not going to report it. Even Zelensky, the boss of Ukraine right now, came out and said that, hey, this power plant might get blown up, and they gave the dates of July 5th today. Sometime today, this thing could blow up. If it does, you got to ask yourself, who benefits? What benefit is it to blowing this up and causing a radioactive disaster? Is that something the Russians want to do? I mean, is that something, because the knock-on effects are, hey, this is a threat against, NATO or energy or whatever. It's just a method to expand the war. And some of the places said this could be the Gulf of Tonkin false flag event, to where that's what happened in Vietnam. Oh my gosh, look, they bombed our ships. Well, then it turns out, well, we bombed our own ships to expand the war. Hey, we let Pearl Harbor happen just to get into World War II. This is what they do, because there's no support to send troops over there, and other than financially, some people say, oh yeah, send more billions, but who's going to put boots on the ground? Are Americans going to go over there and fight in Ukraine? Why would we do that? Well, if there's a big disaster and, all this loss of innocent life, and try to expand the war that way, and then maybe we can send in advisors like they did in Vietnam, just to kind of settle things down. Next thing you know, they've got an all-out, escalation. So if something like this happens today, and it probably won't because it's been talked about so much, but if something like this happens, just look at it as, yet again, another false flag to try and expand the war, because that's all they know how to do. I mean, you've got monetary systems that are collapsing. You've got people running from the dollar. I mean, I don't even know. There's a few people out there saying, hey, in the last month we created $1 trillion. Does it matter at this point? We know it's dead. We know we can't have faith in it. So they want to distract us and put us into a different mentality, that war mindset, like they always do, because they can cover up a lot of sins and make a lot of money at war, and grind up some young soldiers in the process, and have more authority over the citizens. I don't know. It's all propaganda. Definitely is all propaganda. Do not forget what yesterday represents. Fight against tyranny. But so be aware of that. If that's something that happens, look at it objectively, and what's the motivation for doing that? And who's immediately the ones to get blamed? Person that gets blamed immediately, that's the cover story, usually. So the truth is a little bit deeper. See, with 9/11, what happened, this is the narrative. We found an ID floating from the building. It's these terrorists. I mean, Osama bin Laden. The cover story was already ready to go. Actually, it had come out hours before the buildings even fell. in foreign press. So they had a cover story ready to go. And so whatever, if this happens, then know that the initial story that comes out is probably the cover story. You know, that's the agenda. And just follow it. You know, think for yourselves, be critical, trust yourself. Don't trust the media because they're not reporting on it right now. They're not reporting about the cocaine in the White House. The White House. The irony of this stuff. It's crazy. All right, crypto. Enough of the madness. Let's talk about some real madness. Let's talk about a little bit of crypto. Crypto has had a nice run up and now it's kind of consolidating back. But you saw Bitcoin was the initial mover a few weeks ago. You saw energy moving into that, and then Bitcoin Cash. Litecoin had a nice move. Verge. I mean, if anybody's ever heard of Verge currency, that it's been around for a long time. Inverted. I missed it. But the crypto markets have definitely been moving up. More energy coming into it. My long-term thinking is, I mean, I still think we're sticking to a 4-year cycle in crypto. This is my opinion. And until that's broken, I'm going to stick with it. You know, this time is not different until it is different. So I'm going to stick with, we're still in a 4-year cycle. The last 4-year cycle, we saw the peak in 2021. It was a weird one. It was like extended peak from May all the way to almost December, November, December. So instead of the big run up, the parabolic move everybody thought we're going to see in Bitcoin, oh, it's going to break 100,000, 150,000. It didn't really do that. You know, it kind of had a double top. And so you didn't have it all consolidated into one move. It was kind of broken apart in 2 peaks. So it extended it out for a 6-month period, which was a little different than a lot of people were looking forward to. So you saw pumps at 2 different times in 2021. So let's say we stick to the 4-year cycle. 2025 should be our next mania phase. Now, how that plays out, if it's a mania for the whole year, if it's a mania for a month, don't know. But I still think that that's when you're going to see your big gains in crypto 2025. I know people don't like to hear that, but until that changes, I'm going to stick with that opinion. I expected a nice run up here in the summer. A little more than what we've seen. So I don't know if it's done now. It's a little disappointing. Doesn't look good because I expected Bitcoin to run up to close to $50,000. Now it can still do that. You know, it's like 45 is kind of what I was thinking. I expected Litecoin to be about 240 bucks. I don't know. Yeah, it may not happen. You know, we may not see that big move up. But you are seeing it in some smaller coins. I mentioned Verge. Man, that thing went up like 5 times in a week. That's crazy. A lot of volume, or reported volume. Who knows? But no, my whole thinking is that, hey, we're going to have a nice run up. Hopefully this wasn't the run up this year. And I still think we're in for a nasty correction before we truly start the real bull market. I mean, I think we're kind of in the bull market now. We're on the upswing. It's just that, man, just be prepared that, you know, it could dip 50% from here. That's scary. You know, maybe not that much, but it could still do that. If it does, it shouldn't take very long to recover from it, I don't think, in my mind, but it could still happen. I mean, we've got a lot of problems in the world. So long term, I'm not worried about it. If you got a 2-year time frame, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Just set yourself up in the cryptos that are important to you, that you resonate with. I resonate with Litecoin, DigiByte. I mean, those are kind of the ones that are solid to me. And yeah, it's a patience game. I mean, it is, but I'm not even worried about it. So if you're looking at a 2-year horizon at this point, that's not that long. It really isn't. And you'll see a lot of that energy coming back into the market. I mean, you kind of see it now. You see the big institutions coming into it. So they're probably going to want to try and knock it down as much as they can to acquire as much as they can and shake everybody out of it. So you might see a nasty correction at some point. But we still might see a nice run up before that correction. But you've got a halving for Litecoin in August, like a month away. Supply gets cut in half. I mean, that comes onto the market. So it's going to be a more scarce coin. Bitcoin, you'll see the halving, I think, in April of next year. Again, you know, less Bitcoin coming onto the market. It pinches those finite asset coins to where, I mean, like I've always said, you got a piece of the pie, there's only so much to go around. And at some point, someone's going to be wanting that piece from you. Are you going to sell it? Are you going to get rid of it? What's it worth to you to have something in your own possession that no one can take from you? And that's the important thing. But yeah, you've got institutions coming in with ETFs now. I apologize. My allergies are really bothering me today. So I hate to sniffling the whole time. Probably shouldn't even have made a video. But yeah, the big institutional money's coming in. I mean, one of these ETFs or multiple ETFs are going to get approved. It's been dragging out for a long time, and you've got BlackRock trying to get it. You got big players that run the show wanting an ETF, so it's going to happen, I think. But, you know, with your crypto portfolio, I guess the main thing is, I mean, just hold it in your own possession. You know, don't get scammed out of it. And that's what you're going to see here. They're going to try and scam you out of it, try and take everything that you've got, get you to sell it, get you to let go of it. But if you know what those sound cryptos are, what those, I need to check the chat out, what those sound cryptos are, hold them in your possession. You know, write down your phrase, you know, have a paper wallet, you know, run a core wallet, you know, and back that up, whatever it is, you know, have that in your possession, and you don't have to worry about all this exchange garbage to where they take it away from you. Let me take a look at the chat real quick here and see if I can figure out what I'm doing. Just sitting at the picnic table. Yes, there I am. I'm live. Okay. Holy cow. Oh, chatting here. Yeah, Madonna looks terrible. Absolutely. Hey, Gloria, thanks for hopping in. I see the Rand is in here a little late, but made it. No, you're not late. Nobody's late. I bet Zelensky does double. Yeah. I mean, what are you doing with all those billions in Ukraine? I mean, seriously. I mean, how can you think that they're winning the war when we've sent well over $100 billion over there? And it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. So I think, yeah, I mean, something desperate could happen to where they want to expand that war, because I think they're losing. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not over there, though. Yep, I agree. Litecoin, DigiByte, Theta, those are good coins. I like them. But, you know, you got to do your own research and see what resonates with you. I mean, Theta's got a fixed supply, too, 1 billion coins. That's it. And that's a platform to where you can put content on it, and it's just something to look at. You know, it's pretty undervalued right now, probably. But do your own research. But yeah, I like Litecoin and DigiByte. I don't know, man. The whole DigiByte thing, it's just the potential that's there. I've been running, it's going to be in January of next year. I'll be running 10 years. So it's 9.5 years now running. I remember talking about Litecoin right out here, you know, making a video saying, it's been running for 7 years nonstop, uninterrupted. And I mean, now DigiByte's almost 10 years, and Litecoin's 12 years here in October. Kind of crazy. I mean, this stuff is, it's proven the test of time. It's not like you can say, well, that went away, and there's been a lot of those coins that went away. But if you look at, you know, the types of coins that went away, a lot of them were just smart contract coins, and all you do is just go out and say, oh, create this many, name it whatever you want, and throw it out on the market. And if you got enough hype behind it, enough of an idea that makes sense, a lot of people made money on that. But there was no proof of work. It was just kind of out of nothing. And so these coins that have been around for a long time, I mean, you got to pay attention to them. You got to pay attention to those proof of work coins that just can't be created out of nothing. It takes energy, it takes power, it takes resources, it takes people supporting them, that it has value. And that's why I like Litecoin. I think it's way undervalued for what it is and how many there are. DigiByte the same way. Now there's 250 times more DigiByte than Litecoin. And then the ratio just over the weekend was like one Litecoin got you 15,000 DigiByte. And absolutely ridiculous. So going forward, I mean, that's a nice long-term one to look at, I think. And again, it's money just like anything else. You know, any of these proof of work coins can be considered money in my mind. It's just that how good of a money is it? You know, is it going to be a silver coin, or is it going to be a copper, you know, penny? Is it going to be a, you know, is it going to be made out of zinc? You know, what's the, you know, what's the value of it? It's going to have value. It's just that, you know, which one are more people going to want? Just like Bitcoin, that's the gold. I want the gold, and I don't like gold. I like silver. I think it's way undervalued and does pretty much everything that gold does. So, you know, that's why I resonate with certain things. It's just me. You know, choose your path. All right, so check the chat. I didn't really, yeah, I mean, I agree, you know. If you look at, there's a guy on Twitter, Johnny Law. If you follow him on Twitter, he does a lot of the metrics and looks at DigiByte. He looks at other coins and the movement. He had a tweet yesterday. He said that, I mean, if you look at the volume, average volume on DigiByte, it's like, I don't know, $3 million a day or something. Not a lot. But it went to like $160 million in one day, and that's way over, it's like over the market cap, you know, the total value of DigiByte out there. It's all numbers. But to see it spike like that, it's suspect. It's almost like, are we just trading derivatives of DigiByte on exchanges? And they can do that. You look at something like FTX, you look at any stock exchange, I mean, those are all derivatives. I mean, they're floating. I had the video last week to where, you know, the guy says, hey, you know, if somebody wants to buy 1,000 shares of this and there's no liquidity out there, there's only 200 on the market for sale, we'll provide the 1,000. So you're buying just this derivative of what's really available. You're not taking possession of that asset. It's just being traded in a virtual casino is really all it is. And they admit to doing this. I mean, it's the same thing with these cryptos. I mean, how do you have that much volume on DigiByte when it doesn't make any sense? Well, FTX did it to where you could trade Litecoin and Bitcoin, but they didn't hold it. They were just on the computer screen saying, okay, yeah, trade whatever you want. We're just going to be the liquidity provider and, you know, show that it's available. And then when you want to withdraw it, they got to go buy it on the market and take it out. But as long as you don't do that, just like how many people take possession of their stock certificates? How many people cash out their stocks and put it into something? And it's the same as the banking system, fractional reserve. Everything's fractional reserve. Everything's an illusion. Everything's created in this virtual casino. And until you say, okay, I want possession of it, give me my silver, give me my Litecoin, give me my DigiByte, until you do that and take it off the exchanges will continue to exchange. Nothing. Just a blip on a screen. And that's what they're doing. So it's up to us. You know, what kind of government, what kind of economic system do you want? Is what it comes down to. You want to just play and, oh, everything's great. This is, okay, yeah, this is how much I have in my portfolio. Well, until you have it and use it, you don't have it. I mean, you got to be able to use this stuff. You got to be able to take possession of this stuff. And so you should be doing that. I mean, and if you're intimidated by how to do it, learn. Learn how to take possession of it. There are ways to do it. Litecoin Lisa and I have classes. I mean, I don't promote it, but you know, I mean, you can sign up for those classes. I really should promote it and just start going down that road of, hey, listen, you want to learn? Let's do the class. I do it for free, you know, when we're out on the road show, but you know, it's a time consuming thing. I mean, there's a lot of information, so you know, there's a charge for it. I mean, it is what it is, and I don't promote that. I hate charging for anything, but you know, I charge my employer for my skills, I guess. So now I should probably do that and have more classes, because people got to learn this stuff. I mean, if you don't, I mean, it's intimidating. You got to learn how to take possession of your coins. You got to learn how to, you know, transact in these things, because this is the money of the future. This is the digital money. It's important to know how to use it. All right. Speaking of which, having videos and going live, that kind of thing, and devoting my resources to things. Tomorrow, I think, Blind Dave reached out to me, and he's putting together a kind of a panel he wants to do every Thursday, I think 5 p.m. Central Time, for a couple hours, and just have discussions about what's going on in crypto, in these blockchains, and maybe looking deeper and finding out what the truth is as far as the trading and the lies that are being created. So he's putting together different people who have different expertise levels, so we can have like a roundtable discussion, just banter back and forth and bring stuff up. And I guess he saw some value in having me on there. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. Go follow Blind Dave on YouTube. And he's very smart. He knows his stuff, and he pulls together a lot of smart people that I'll have questions for. And so it'll be a good good discussion. So I think he wants to do that once a week on Thursdays, 5 to 7 Central Time. So looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Tune in for that. Gonna do it live. That's always good. Get in the chat, ask some questions. Cool. JB, I like that. Yeah, do some videos. Right. Yeah, exactly. You know, reach out to her, JB. I mean, you know, she's happy to offer anything she can as far as, you know, anything she can bring to the table, any value. I mean, that's why Lisa and I do what we do. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, you know, on happy hour and this and that, but it does, you know, some truth leaks out. You know what I mean? We're just at the bar, you know. It's important to, if you've got something to offer, and you all do, start your own channel. Just get out there and turn the camera on. That's how I started. I reluctantly, at first, I was reluctant because back in 2018, I'd been watching it for a long time. And in 2018, somebody just said, you know what, start your channel, do something, you know, say something, you know, you got a lot of information, put it out there. And that's important. We all have information. We all should be out there, no matter what it is. I mean, I look at some of these channels, you know, just on gardening and, you know, fixing something in a car. I mean, people want to see that. If I got to fix something, I go out to YouTube and search it and say, okay, how do I fix this? You know, and I watch several videos and see what they're doing wrong, and, you know, see the consistency. I'm like, okay, that's how you do it. And then I got it in my mind, educating yourself. I mean, everybody's got a skill. Everybody's got something to offer. Just put it out there. I mean, if you get 2 views, who cares? It doesn't matter. I mean, it might be something that helps somebody. So use the tools that they've created to use against us. Let's use it to free people and educate people and help each other with the knowledge that we have. I mean, that's the important thing. It's important to have a strong local community, but it's important to have a strong worldwide community of humanity to where we can help each other out. I mean, and with the tools that we have now, I mean, what a gift that we can have the ability to put information out that someone around the world might benefit from. So by all means, start a channel. I mean, and if you don't want to be seen and you don't want your mug out there like I do, you can, you know, screen it, and there's ways to not show yourself. Just do voice, you know, just speak over it and show screenshots and whatever it may be. I mean, there are some of the mechanics that I've watched. I never show their face. You just see what they're doing, and you don't know what they look like, and, you know, that's probably their choice. I just don't care. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. You know, I'm just going to put it out there. So it's, you know, choose your path. But I think everybody should do something. If you feel like you want to do something and you haven't done it, just do it. I mean, just turn the camera on. Just put a recording out and upload it, you know, at practice. Don't think that, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna laugh at me, somebody's gonna make fun of me. You know, trust me, I get the trolls like, oh, you're an idiot, why are you buying Litecoin? Yeah, you're just dumb, you know. And it's just, okay, whatever. I don't even care. I really don't. Because, I mean, if that's all you got better to do is to, you know, knock somebody for actually going out there and getting in the arena, then, you know, you got to take a hard look at yourself, because you got some real issues to work out. And that's really what it comes down to. You know, I don't knock anybody that tries. At least you're out there doing something, out there trying to make things better. Now, if you're, you know, trying to fleece people and, you know, take money from them and scam them, that's another thing. But I mean, if you're just out there telling your truth, hey, that's why we got free speech. I mean, let's put it out there. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, who cares what other people think? You got to trust yourself, and, you know, it's better to put the information out there because you believe in it, and, you know, right or wrong, than just sit back and say, oh man, I could do it, but oh man, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I just don't want to do it. Who cares? Just put it out there. Live your best life, you know. Live my best life. That's what everybody says. I mean, he's living his best life. I mean, just live. This is what it comes down to. Don't live in fear of ridicule or, you know, all the other garbage. Just do you. That's it. Just be honest. Be genuine. Do you. Be who you are. Some people aren't gonna like you. Some people are. They don't have to watch if they don't like you. You know, and it's funny, the people that continue to watch that don't like you and criticize, it's like, what are you doing with your time? What's wrong with you? Why are you watching somebody like me? You know, go do something else that's more productive to your own life rather than, you know, living in my world. Why do you care? You know, and that's, it's just like, whatever. And you're going to have those people, but it doesn't matter. You know, just do just be you, and that's it. So anyway, on my little rant there, but yeah, start a channel. JB had said that, start a channel, and no, that's awesome. Just get out there and do it. Just do whatever it is, and use the tools that are there. So, yeah. All right, rambled enough. I don't even know how long I've been talking. 35 minutes, just like that. Boom. Don't even think about it. I mean, so I don't want to wear everybody out. I want to thank everybody for hopping in. I'm just looking at the chat right now to see if there's anything that that I need to talk about. Anybody had a question? No, I'm just glad you're here. So yeah, hit that thumbs up. It does help. Yeah, the Rand, thanks for hopping in. I appreciate all the stuff you do on Twitter, posting, you know, all the coins and different things that that you throw out there, because I think that's important too. I mean, it's important to understand and identify, have people look at things differently, because a lot of people don't know anything about silver. But they see some of these cool coins, they're like, wow, that's kind of neat. I'd like to get one. And as soon as you get one in your hand, I mean, I always carry one with me. Ugh. Old Silver Eagle. Old Silver Eagle, they're not that old. Started in '86. But, I mean, it's all rubbed off. I mean, look at that. And dates rubbed off, and because I carry it. You know, look at that. No reeds on it. I think it's an '87. No date on it, though. So I always carry that with me, because it's important when you get something like this in your hand, you feel it. It's, I don't know, it becomes a part of you. There's something magical about silver. And if you go back and look at history of it, it's a special thing. And, you know, you've got something in your possession that has value. Always has value. I mean, you can take it anywhere and get something for it. Whether it be cash, you know, you can go to any country and get the cash of the realm, you know, and with silver. I mean, it's just something of value that, you know, it's good to look at that kind of thing, you know. So hey, make a show about silver coins, you know, give a little history of it, you know, whatever it is, you know, just put it out there, because someone is looking for an answer, and you're going to be the one that provides it, you know. So whatever it is that you do, whatever you're into, you've got knowledge about something that you're geeking out about, it's like really cool, you know, it's what you're into, and you think nobody else is. They might not be around you. Your family might look at you like you're nuts, you know, like people in crypto, like, oh, I can't talk to anybody in crypto. Nobody listens to me. Well, that's why we do these things, because there are people out there who want to listen, who want to learn. And if you've got something to offer, put it out there. Somebody's going to learn from it, and so you've done a service to the universe. You've done a service to another person. So do it. You know, not all of us can go out and do certain things and volunteer here and do that physically, but you may be able to turn on the camera and talk about something that you're an expert in, that you really like and you really enjoy. Do it. I mean, absolutely do it, because someone else is going to appreciate that. And I mean, you've done a service to the universe at that point. I mean, you've helped a fellow man at that point. So don't get discouraged. Don't let these people discourage you. That's all they want to do. They're vampires. They want to steal your energy. They want to beat you down and make you think that you're weak. That's all they do. So don't let them do it. Just get out there and do you. You know, show them. You know, put knowledge out there. You know, be the leader, you know, that they're not. Because they're not leaders. All they do is just try and steal everything from us. They have no energy. They're just garbage. Garbage people, sad people, pathetic people that just use everybody else. So you know what? You put your energy out there for other people so that you can be that light. Right? All right. I love you all. I really do. And I need to do this more, and I kind of took a break, and I miss it. It invigorates me doing this. And, you know, so once you start making the videos, once you start doing this stuff, you know, it does something for your soul, I guess. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful day. It's Wednesday. I hope you tune in tomorrow. Go follow Blind Dave on YouTube, and, you know, check out his forum that he's going to be doing. You know, like I said, you know, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 5 to 7 Central Time on his YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch it and participate, and we'll be throwing questions back and forth and trying to learn from each other and try to, you know, push humanity forward. That's really what it's all about. It really is, to push us forward. And so, no, I hope to see you all there, and I look forward to doing it. And then, of course, on Friday, we're going to do the happy hour, which is a whole different vibe. you never know what's gonna spill out on happy hour, but that's why I like it. You just never know. It's like sitting around the bar, speculating a little bit. All right, love you all. Have a wonderful day. Trust yourselves. Always trust yourself. That's what it comes down to. Just be the person you are, and who cares about, you know, the slings and arrows that people are shooting at you. It just strengthens you. You know, put the truth out there. Trust yourself. All right, love you all. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. And Westwood does not even know how to stop the camera. I think it's too humid. I can't even touch the screen. Well, we'll get it. There we go.